So, assuming you guys haven't been living under a rock and that you've been paying attention to Minecraft's release schedule, they have added spears to the game. Like, officially. For those of you who don't know, I have been developing a mod that adds spears to the game for a long time, and that is a lot of downloads. So I just wanted to make a video to go over a few points. So first of all, what do we do now? Because Mojang, they added spears to the game, so that completely obsoletes my spears, right? No, not exactly, because Mojang spears are almost entirely melee focused. Like, for instance, Mojang spears, 1, cannot be thrown at all. So, all of the attacks are just entirely focused on melee. So, Mojang spears have two primary, uses. There's the jab, which is just jabbing something from a distance, and then there's the charge, where you literally charge at something, and the damage that you do is based on how fast you're moving, which can get very, very powerful very quickly. But if you'll remember, my spears are almost an analog to a trident. Like, they're almost entirely focused on being throwable weapons. Like, yes, technically, they do have melee damage, they are viable as melee weapons, but they are significantly stronger when used as a ranged weapon. So let me just turn on mob spawning again. So if you'll remember from the past two videos, if you throw a spear, well, one of my spears, then whatever its melee damage value, which in the Netherite Spear's case would be 7 damage, gets doubled. So it's dealing 14 damage to whatever you're throwing it at, which is already strong enough. But if I were to, say, apply Spiraling, which is an enchantment that I added, for those who don't know. Spiraling adds 2 damage to the spear's thrown damage. So, for every level, and it goes up to 5 levels. So, Spiraling 1 would change it from 14 to 16, and so on and so forth. So, a Netherite Spear with Spiraling 5 does 24 damage when thrown at anything, which is well over enough to kill a player, or most other mobs in that case. So like if I spawn a Wither Skeleton, it will be one shot. They are very powerful. Now this will arise some issues because I plan to continue to update my mod to modern versions. So what am I going to do about both spears existing in the game? Well, for the first part, I'm going to rename my spears to throwing spears. So right now it's just Netherite Spear, but once I update this mod to whatever version Minecraft is on right now, I think it's going to be like 1.20, 1.11 or something, or 1.22, who knows. Whenever I update my mod to 1.22, I'm going to rename this to Netherite Throwing Spear, or Gold Throwing Spear, or Wooden Throwing Spear. You get it. And my spears will be almost entirely focused on being thrown weapons. Also, I might rebalance spears. Well, my spears. God, that's gonna get so annoying to say, like, my spears, Mojang spears. From now on, I'm going to refer to them as throwing spears. So, my goal is to rebalance the throwing spears to be almost similar in functionality to how Minecraft spears function. So, instead of a spear gaining damage with speed, I think I want to make my spears gain damage from distance. So, the further that a spear is thrown, the higher amount of damage it deals. I don't know if this is exactly what I want, but it's the working idea for now. So yeah, I think that's an interesting concept that I could play around with. Additionally, while I have you guys here, let's talk about a few of the changes that I've made to the mod since the last video, which was like almost an entire year ago now, which is crazy. If it not, is it not already a year ago? Let me check. yes, it has been an entire year, and it's been 2 years since the first video. So, yeah, that's a bit terrifying. Yeah. So the first things first, if you'll notice, the textures have been changed again. So the first texture change was just a minor shortening of the spear, like, just to make it a little bit better looking in the hotbar. But now you can see it's been completely overhauled. And you'll notice that it's been reflected to more visibly resemble the alternate model, and that's because the alternate model is now the main model. This is the model that you will be presented with when you download the game and you don't change anything. Not to download the game. When you download the mod and you don't change anything. The alternate model, which is the one that looks more like a trident, is now the alternate option that you can choose just if you want it to look a little bit more like the trident. Additionally, I actually nerfed fire aspect on spears a little bit. So, fire aspect used to identically follow the scheme for how it worked in melee. So, if you don't know, when you attack something with melee fire aspect 2, it sets them on fire for 8 seconds. But, well, with fire aspect 2, yeah. So, I made it so that it only sets you on fire for 4 seconds if you throw something. If you throw the spear at something, and it's gonna remain that way because I feel like the spear is just a bit too strong. Like I've seen a few people use it in mod packs and personal things, and I've seen videos of people using it, and I see people genuinely using the spear as the primary weapon because of how strong it is. And I might need to rebalance the spear around that just a little bit. So it's just a tad of a minor nerf. Not really too much of a difference, but I'm going to try to balance them more as time goes on. So, yeah. Also, change number 3. Tridents can now have spiraling on them. It's not that much of a difference, like it's going from 9, well, okay, yeah, that's a complete lie. It's going from 9 to 19, which is half a heart away from killing a player in one shot. But still, like, that was an awful miss. But yeah, tridents can now have spiraling put on them. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Well, I mean, I know why I didn't do it before, because for all the modding nerds out there, I didn't know how to use mix-ins at all. And yeah, but now I figured it out, and we're good. Now onto general stuff. So, if you didn't notice, the fabric version of the mod was completely broken and was not usable. And if you didn't notice, by, you know, the page changing, this is the fabric version of the mod. So it's completely fixed. And it's updated to be identical to the Forge version. So, yeah. Sorry about that, all the fabric players who were attempting to use a completely broken version of the mod. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your time. Yeah. Also, this is 1.20.1. I've updated the Forge and Fabric versions of 1.21. I've updated the Forge and Fabric 1.20.1 versions of the mod to this latest, least buggy state. And I will soon be updating the Fabric version to 1.21.1 and creating a NeoForge 1.21.1 version of the mod. I'm sorry it's taken me so much time. I've had school, college, other hobbies. This is very much so a back burner project, and I do intend to make other stuff in the future for Minecraft. Like, this is one of my favorite games ever. I want to do stuff for it. I love it. But I just have other things that I like to do. With that, I think I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for your time. Don't subscribe to me. Don't like my videos unless you really, really want to. I will see you later.